start the recording. It is time to get started. We have 37 people with us at this point, so I'm sure others will join. But welcome to our weekly meeting. Dr. Lamb is going to be really talking more than I will tonight, because he's going to begin talking to you about how to put all this together. I will make comments as I need to. I do want to say that, and Dr. Lamb, you saw all the email correspondence today that I sent. So you know I've been involved in all their business today. So a lot of what I would need to say I sent to you in emails. If I sent you emails, you know, you need to take those emails seriously. If you owe me work, you need to get that work to me. And Dr. Lamb and I both are going to be addressing that at whatever point Dr. Lamb decides that we need to address some of that. But Dr. Lamb, I'm going to go ahead because I don't want to, you know, it shouldn't be a long meeting tonight.
Okay.
I will, let me say this. I will say for the most part, the task threes have been, I would say 95% of them are locked in there. They took our advice, excellent work for the most part, and the task four, what I spent a lot of time over the last 4 days looking at task four. As I'm sending it back for editing and for changes, for the most part, that information is coming in. My only concern is the people that haven't sent me anything to look at, and you know who you are, and it needs to get to me. So.
All right. So let's talk about the final evidence narrative for the app sale.
Dr. Lamb, before you do that, let's go ahead and tell them they're starting on task 5. Some of them didn't know where to find the evidences that the 8 that they have to do. Remind them that they go to their the scale handbook, and it's either on page 4 or 5. I can't remember.
I've got that up.
Okay, you got it. Okay, good.
I'm going to start with the final evidence narrative. The last part of that is task 5.
Okay.
All right. So there are 8 required competencies for you to write, and there are 4 of your choice. I'm going to say that one last time. There are 12 required. 8 of them are defined for you. 4 you get to choose which other 4 you want to do. You will do the other 9 later this semester when you complete the app test. Let me switch over to the scale handbook. I went to click on it and I closed it. Let me open it back up. All right. Here are the 8 required. This would be on page 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
Page 4. Here are the 8 required. And then you select any other 4 that you want to do to go along with these 8 for a total of 12. So here they are. Now, if we look at what I have here, these are just examples. There may be a couple of extra ones here. There may be some repeated here. There may be some that aren't on the list. That's immaterial. This is just an example of how you write them. Do not mirror these. Let me say that again. Do not mirror these. Use the 8 plus 4 of your choice, the 8 required. I don't want any more emails about, well, those don't matter. This is just an example. This is not the 12 required here. 8 or 12. These are just examples. So go to page 4 of your handbook.
Where was it at? I looked in very close.
Go to page 4 of your handbook and see the 8 required, and then do 4 more that go with them. Let me answer these 2 questions. Where do we get you pick them at random. You pick 4 at random. There is no place to get the other 4. You pick 4 more of the 21 competencies at random. Something that you know you did. So let me unmute him. All right, I unmuted you now, Dr. Stedman.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where can they find all 21 competencies? Again, I know you've shown it to them, but where can, I think that's what somebody may be asking. Where will they find all 21 listed?
In the scale handbook.
In the scale handbook. Okay. That's what I just needed you to say that again. And you got a scale handbook in your Blackboard. It's to the left. If you click on handbooks, it will take you to the scale handbook.
There are the 21 right there.
Okay, there's not anything showing. I mean, it's not showing on the screen. It's showing your examples still. Okay, okay, there they are.
There are the 21 right there.
Okay, well.
All right. We also have a list on the we have a list of competencies, a couple different places in your intern shell, and we have them a couple places in your class shell. With an explanation of them.
Right.
But you will find them in your scale handbook. Let me get back to where I was. Now, right here on this page in the scale handbook, write this down. Page 47 has the definition of all of them. In the scale handbook, page 47 has all of the 21 competencies with a definition of them. Page 47. Page 4 has the 8 required for the app sale, plus you add 4 more from this list for a total of 12. You make sure that you mark the ones that you use the other 9 that you didn't choose to do in the app sale, you use the other 9 in the app sale. Page 47 has a complete list of them with definitions. No, the 4 has to be 4 different than the other 8. The question is can we use the same ones? No, has to be 12 different ones. Has to be 12 different ones. You've got to hit all 21 this semester, 12 and then 9. So you can't repeat them. Not this semester. You will repeat them next semester. Align with your clinical experience. Yeah, you can align them. You can align them with your clinical experiences or your evidence artifacts. So the answer to that is they just can't be random things. You have to, these competencies, excuse me, are supposed to come from the work that you did in your evidence artifacts or open-ended through the clinical experiences that you did, one or the other.
And Dr. Lamb, for the most part, I'll get about 60 submissions, and all 60 will be different.
Yeah.
Everybody, I mean, because it's about you and your experience.
And here are the 8 again on page 4 that you do this semester, and choose 4 more. Do not choose these when you choose your 4 more. 12 different ones. Go to page 47 for a list of all 21. All right. Once you have completed task 5, you do not have to upload it for peer review because it's your experience. It's individual to you. There is no peer review for task 5. So once task 5 is completed, you start putting together the final evidence narrative that's going to go into task stream for state grading. Somebody's emailing me. Let me catch this email. That's all right. I can get back to her later. All right. Now, when you put this together, it should look like my template. Let me say that again. It should look like my template. In that it should have a cover page that with the title of what you're doing, Gardner Webb, the program you're in, your name, and the purpose. And then it should have your school profile, the task description stay, the instructions stay, the prompts stay. There shouldn't be anything highlighted. And remember, if you're using my template, take the red out and put your work in. Now, this is very important. At the end of task 1, you will have references and appendices. You move them to the end of the paper. I should see all 5 tasks before I ever see a reference page or any appendices. They are not mixed through the paper. Let me say that again. If you have references, and you will, and appendices at the end of task 1, you move them down to the bottom of the paper. What comes after task 1 is task 2. Same thing. You move those to the end. You do not have 5 separate set of appendices and 5 separate set of references. You take and integrate the references and alphabetize them as one large group. The idea here is to make this paper look like you wrote it all at one time, not in 5 different sections.
Dr. Lamb, Pam asked a question. The directions and the prompts, all of that is single space, Pam. We only double space our work.
Yeah, all directions and prompts and those things are single space. Your work is double spaced. Now, if you're having problems with what it's supposed to look like, go to the scale handbook. In the back of the scale handbook, it's got APA and it's got some guides back there as well. But if you will use my template here, the only thing you have to do is double space your material. Everything else is as the margins and is as it is supposed to be. It is single spaced. Your work is to be double spaced. But again, you can go to the scale handbook for help. At the back of the scale handbook, it has a section on APA and it has a section on exemplars of what your paper should look like. The biggest mistake that I see is students not moving their appendices and their references to the end, leaving them at the end of task one. That's not APA. They all go at the end in one big section.
Sharon, the template is in Blackboard. You'll find the templates. The templates for the apps are in Blackboard. And then there are examples in addition to that at the back of your scale handbook.
The templates are right here where it says Mel 601 templates. Right here in your class shell. Yes, the references should be bound into one alphabetical list. That is correct. My action plan is a separate document. I couldn't get it on the template with portrait layout. Do I reference it as an attachment in that section, or does it go in the original document in that section? It's best for it to go into the original document, but you can put it as an appendices if needed. You can't get it to get in there. It would be best if you did it in place where it goes.
Dr. Lamb, would she be able to go to that section if hers will not fit into that and to cut that one out and to paste hers in there? Wouldn't she be able to do that?
Yes.
Pam, I think you can cut that one out and paste yours in there.
Well, if you're talking about in the template,
yeah.
All you have to do in the template, if you want to take it out, I got to turn on the enable edit function here. All right. If you want to take it out and put yours in, if you see this, if you see that little box right there at the end, if you'll click on that box, left mouse, then right mouse, and then delete table, it'll take it right out.
I understand how to do that. The problem is mine is got so much information in it, it won't fit in a portrait layout. Like it needs to be this way because they have so much information in it. When I try to put this one, it's
put it in as a portrait layout. That won't be a problem.
And Elizabeth just said that you could, Elizabeth, communicate with Pam and at a different time and let her know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you can change the layout in one page in your document to landscape. That is correct.
Right.
Yeah, that won't.
Pam, that you'll figure that out though. You can do it. Though.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
If you can't, yeah, you can change one page into a landscape rather than portrait.
Dr. Lamb, go back up to the top of what you've got right there. I want to show them something because it's about to irk me. Some have called it and some have not. Okay, do you look at the word evidence? There's an error in front of that. When you get ready to do your work, take that out. Some of you caught that and some didn't. I don't know why. It's a pet peeve. It just gets on my nerves. Thank you.
All right. Now, make sure that every section, every task that you do, you move those references to the end, you move your appendices to the end. Don't try to make your links live. That may give you problems later on. If they are live, leave them, and we'll see if that'll be okay. But trying to make your links live sometimes creates a problem for TaskStream. But if you've got links in your references or links in your appendices, don't try to highlight them blue and make them live. They can figure that part. They can do a copy and paste them into a window if they want to look at your links. TaskStream doesn't do well with mixed media. And so if they are live, leave them, but don't try to force them to be live where you can click on them. Don't try to do that in your paper if they're not already that way. All right, so now let's go in and look here. Assignment Dropbox. You can see there is no peer review for task 5, as I told you. And you put the final, you put the final grade you get, you take a screenshot of it and put it in assignment Dropbox. You will also notice we do have a place for the draft of task 5 in discussion board, although you don't have to peer review it. If you want to share it with Dr. Stedman, there is a place for you to do that.
I would prefer that, Dr. Lamb. I would prefer to see it before they submit it. So send it to me there, and then I'll give you approval.
Yeah, and when you put it all together, there is a place for you to put your final one for a grade. I did not make a Dropbox for the final evidence narrative with all 5 in it. Dr. Stedman, we normally don't have them come back one last time because we've already read all 5 tasks, and as long as they put it together correctly, that's kind of their final exam, is getting it put together correctly for that one. And I don't have another review function on that one.
But they can send it to me in Blackboard to look at.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. They can put it there where it says AppSell Task 5 Final. You can put the final one with all 5 tasks there if you want to, so that he can check over it one last time. That's probably what I would do. Is put it there, put the whole thing there, so that he can review it one last time. But we're not going, that one's not peer reviewed either. Task 5 doesn't have to be peer reviewed, and the whole thing doesn't have to be peer reviewed. You should drop the whole thing in AppSell Task 5 where it says AppSell Final Task Dropbox. You should put the whole thing here.
Dr. Lamb, if I go back and edit it in all 4 classes and just put that as AppSell Final and take that, it'll change it for them to be able to do that, right?
Yeah, you can edit it, but
I will edit that so that it'll say that, and then they'll get directions from me.
It'll just say AppSell Final Evidence Narrative.
That's what I'll do, and it won't be confusing to them. And nobody's at that place yet, so I'll change it before I give them directions. And that's the OA group, but the other 3 groups, you'll get the same. The same thing will be done for in your Blackboard.
How about that?
And that's what you'll see.
Can't be any clearer than that.
And I will take care of that tonight.
Upload your file evidence narrative here from. Now, this is the last thing before going to task stream. Now, just in case some of you get there before we get back to you again, let me go over uploading to task stream. Once you have it ready and Dr. Stedman has said it's good to go, we're going to go to task stream. Let me open it up.
And there will be some that will be ready to do that this week, Dr. Lamb.
I hope so. Log in to task stream. I'm guessing it's on the screen. Sign in. Make sure that you are on your work page. All right, so yours is going to look like this one, except it's going to say Spring 18 on it. When you come to make sure you're on your work page, when you click on the app cell, you're going to click on the attachments button, upload from computer. Click on that button, add files. Upload and close, and there it will be. Save and return. Okay. Submit my work. Do not request comments. The state doesn't give comments. Submit work. And then you're done. Everybody got that? Use the attachments button. And that's it. And then within 2 days, you'll get a grade. Or you'll get a return, or if you've forgotten something, or if we've missed something, or if you upload the wrong file, it'll be returned for revision. But your work should be fine. As long as you don't upload the wrong file, which happens, as long as you don't upload the wrong file, I feel confident you'll be fine. Make sure you've uploaded the correct file. And that's the way you do that. And then remember, every time you get out of task stream, excuse me, make sure you log out before you close out. And here we are back again at Blackboard. Anybody have any questions?
It's clear as mud to me, Dr. Lamb.
Yeah, it is to me too.
So I think they're getting it though.
Oh yeah. All right, Dr. Stedman, back to you.
Well, let's talk about this. There are several students that before this week is over with, they'll have this work completed and they'll be through with pretty much through with the APSL, and they're going to want to go ahead and move forward. We're not going to begin explaining the APTEL at this point, but many of them, you understand the process. You've got the template. You can follow. I would say go ahead and don't stop. Go ahead and work ahead and get ahead of the game. It doesn't matter. We would encourage that.
I think on the schedule, I'm going to start the AppTel next Tuesday night, a week from today. Is that correct, Dr. Stedman? I'm going to start with the AppTel next Tuesday night.
I would say yes.
I'm going to start with it. I'm not going to come on Thursday. We're cutting the cord. So I won't come on Thursday, but next Tuesday I'll be back on with Dr. Stedman, and I will start with the AppTel. I'll do an overview of the entire AppTel, and I will most specifically cover task 1 next Tuesday. So we need to be moving along. Let's see now. Next week is the last week before spring break. Is that correct?
Yeah, they'll get a week away from us. They're not getting a week away from work, but they're getting a week away from you and me.
No, you never get a week off.
Pam smiled on that one.
Never get a week off. You never get a week off. But now think about this though. We're pacing you so that you will not be up against the deadline at the end of the semester to get all this. That's the whole notion. I'd rather do my work up front and then have the week off at the end to catch up all my classwork.
Okay.
All right. So does it go through?
There's a couple of questions. I think if you'll answer, look at the questions.
Okay. The question is does it go through Turnitin in the intern shell? Yes. After Dr. Stedman gets through with it, and I guess I should have already mentioned that, but he will tell you that when you submit your final one to him, and he says it's good, what he will say is, please put this through the Turnitin process in your intern shell. I hate to mention that now because somebody will do it too soon, and then you can't go back. You can only go one time now. So everybody, make sure you hear what I'm saying. I kind of didn't want to say that tonight, but since that question was asked, let me clarify that. When Dr. Stedman sees it for the last time and it says, "Yep, it's good to go," and
you better not do it, Pam. You're making me laugh, and I needed that. Pam said that we're teaching them how to run in the Kentucky Derby.
Program. 3 semester add-on. That's unheard of.
Sharon Brigman asked a question too. Did you see her question?
Probably didn't. Let's see. Let me go back to the chat. No, I didn't see that one. I probably came to you. All right.
Okay, Sharon, I'll read. Just email me that, or we'll communicate.
Yeah. So now, when Dr. Stedman goes in and looks at your final evidence narrative, and you've got all 5 of them together, and you think it's ready for task stream, he's going to say, yes, it's ready for task stream. Make sure that it's ready for the Turnitin process in your intern shell. And you know that you will then go to your intern shell.
Don't even go there and look at it until I tell you to. And that way you won't be tempted.
Don't tell you to. Because I'm afraid that's why I didn't want to mention it. I'm afraid if I tell you, somebody will hear a part of what I said and they'll go in and start trying to put it in, turn it in now. You
do not do it until I tell you to. Don't even go there and look at it.
And so,
I think like even the Apple now.
Yeah. So he'll tell you to go and turn it in. And so when you do, you'll go to your intern shell. You'll go to the AppCell final evidence narrative, and you will upload it there and turn it in. Yeah, it has to go there. But he will tell you that. He'll tell you when it's ready to do that, and you know how to do that. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. You go to either mine or Dr. Hamilton's intern shell. I'll go to mine.
Pam, you gonna know now where to go.
You go to my shell. You go to AppCell evaluation Dropbox, and you go to AppCell final evidence narrative. You click on that. and you submit a Turnitin assignment. Choose from this computer and upload it just like you would anywhere else. But remember, you can only do this one time. So don't do this until he tells you to. You will find this in my shell and Dr. Hamilton's shell. And, you know, once it goes through that, you'll know that it's good to go.
Dr. Lamb, go ahead and tell them. Now, we've mentioned this before, but because all of you have used in your referencing, you've used DeFore, and you've used a lot of things are going to show up as and we understand that, but and we know that the percentage is going to be high in some of those areas, but we're looking for the originality in the work that you're supposed to be doing on your own.
All right. All right. Other questions that you have?
I think they've got it, Dr. Lamb.
All right.
That's it. I don't have anything else. I think they've I mean, they've heard enough from me for right now.
Stay on them.
All right. Well, I'm not that. You know, they have to love me or hate me because I'm not going to stop this. I know what it takes, and thanks, Pam. I know what it takes, and I'm not going to give up. At the end of this journey, you'll say thank you, and I know you will.
Well, you know, my final speech tonight is please remember that you're taking 6-hour classes with 2-hour internship. That's 8 hours. That's a full graduate load as part-time people. You're doing a 2-year program in a year. You're doing what was originally designed to take 5 semesters for regular master's students. You're doing it in 3 semesters with no dark semesters in between. We're doing it in 3 straight semesters. It's a cost-effective and time-effective way, but I hope everybody realizes that it's changing your life to do this because it's all-consuming. It takes day and night. That's why Dr. Stedman are with you day and night and weekends and holidays, because we have to engage just as much as you do. And so we realize now, I'm not telling you that I'm working as hard as you are, but I'm working the same number of hours that you are. We both are. But that's the only, there is no other way if you're going to do it in 3 semesters. It just can't be done any other way. We have to grind out 9 tasks every semester, and we have to do quality work, or the state will reject it. And so it's not easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said that it was going to be quick and it'd be just a couple hours a week. No, an 8-hour class is supposed to take you 8 hours a week plus, your evidence artifact work. But if you can get through this, you will understand what being a principal is. And you'll understand the time commitment. And if you decide that this is not for you, we've done our job just as well. All right, let's see what these questions are before we go.
It's just this, their comments. At least we can laugh.
Thank you.
Oh, me.
I know when I am. I'm always, as my wife said to me the other day, at least you're the end of the horse that don't eat. So, thank heaven, all favors. All right. So here we go. All right. Okay. I'm done. I'm gonna turn it back to you, Dr.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody. You'll hear from me before the week's over with. Thank all of you.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.